A peaceful night train through snowy mountains. The night sky stretches endlessly above the mountain range, a vast canvas of deep indigo scattered with countless stars. Each point of light glimmers with a gentle steadiness, casting the faintest silver glow across the landscape below. The air is crisp and cold, carrying with it the pure, clean scent of winter, fresh snow and ancient pine mingling together in perfect harmony. Below this celestial display, the mountains rise in majestic silence, their peaks dusted with snow that catches the starlight and holds it, making the summits glow as though lit from within. The pine forests blanket the lower slopes in thick, dark waves, each tree weighted down with snow that rests on every branch like soft white cushions. The world is hushed and still. No wind disturbs the branches. No sound breaks the profound quiet of this winter night. Everything is peaceful. Everything is calm. The snow continues to fall in the gentlest way, each flake drifting down slowly, lazily, finding its place among the millions already resting on the ground. Through this serene landscape, a single ribbon of track winds its way between the mountains, following the natural curves of the valley. And along these tracks, moving with unhurried grace, glides a beautiful night train. The train is a vision of warmth and comfort against the cold winter backdrop, its windows glowing with soft amber light that spills out onto the snow beside the tracks. The light is welcoming, inviting, like the glow of candles in a window on a cold night. You are aboard this train, settled into the most comfortable seat you can imagine. The observation lounge is magnificent, a long car with panoramic windows that curve upward, offering an unobstructed view of the starry sky and the mountains passing by. The interior is warm and beautifully appointed. Rich wood paneling lines the walls, polished to a gentle sheen that reflects the soft lamplight.
The ceiling is adorned with Art Deco fixtures, brass and frosted glass that cast a golden glow throughout the space. Your seat is upholstered in plush burgundy velvet, so soft beneath your hands that you find yourself absently stroking the armrest, enjoying the luxurious texture. The cushions support you perfectly, cradling your body in gentle comfort. There is a footrest extended before you, and your feet rest upon it, relieved of all tension. A small table beside your seat holds a ceramic mug, and from this mug rises a delicate spiral of steam. The cocoa inside is perfectly warm, rich and smooth, with just a touch of vanilla and a few miniature marshmallows floating on top. You lift the mug and take a slow sip. The warmth spreads through you immediately, traveling down your throat and into your chest, radiating outward to your shoulders and arms. The chocolate is velvety on your tongue, sweet but not too sweet, comforting in a way that makes you sigh with contentment. You set the mug back down gently, and the sound it makes against the polished wood is soft and pleasant. Outside your window, snowflakes drift past, each one visible in the golden light that streams from the train. They tap against the glass with the tiniest whisper of sound, a gentle percussion, almost musical. Tap, tap, tap. So light, so delicate. The sound is soothing, like rain on a distant roof. You watch the flakes spiral and dance in the air currents created by the train's passage, and your eyes grow soft, unfocused, simply taking in the hypnotic movement. The train moves steadily forward, and you become aware of its rhythm. There is a gentle rocking motion, side to side, almost imperceptible but deeply calming. And beneath everything, you hear the sound that is the heartbeat of this journey, the soft, rhythmic clickety-clack of the wheels over the tracks. The sound is steady and reliable, a pattern that never changes, never hurries, never falters.
Clickety-clack, clickety-clack.
The rails join together, then separate, join and separate, and the wheels announce each union with this peaceful sound: clickety-clack, clickety-clack. Your breathing naturally begins to match this rhythm. You breathe in slowly as the train rocks gently to one side. You breathe out as it returns to center. In and out. In and out. Each breath draws in the warm air of the cabin, carrying with it the faint scent of the cocoa, the polished wood, and something else, perhaps cinnamon from the dining car, or the clean linen of the sleeping berths. Each exhale releases any remaining tension, any stray thoughts about the world you left behind when you boarded this train. Take a moment now to notice your body. Your feet are warm and comfortable, resting on the footrest. There is no need to hold any tension in your ankles or your calves. Let them relax completely, growing heavy and still. Your knees rest easy, and your thighs sink into the velvet cushion beneath you, supported and comfortable. Your hips settle more deeply into the seat with each passing moment. Notice your lower back. Press gently against the cushion. There is no effort required. The seat supports you completely. Your stomach and chest rise and fall with each peaceful breath, easy and natural. Your shoulders, which may have been carrying the weight of the day, now drop away from your ears, relaxing downward and back. Let them be heavy. Let them rest. Your arms lie comfortable at your sides or on the armrests, and your hands are loose and open, fingers slightly curled. There is no need to hold on to anything. The train carries you safely onward. Your neck is supported by the high back of the seat, and your head rests comfortably, perhaps tilted slightly toward the window, so you can watch the snowfall. Even the small muscles in your face soften. Your jaw releases. Your tongue rests gently in your mouth, and your eyes blink slowly, heavily, content to gaze at the peaceful winter scene. The train continues its steady progress through the mountains. You notice now that you are climbing slightly, the engine working with quiet competence to carry you higher into the peaks. Through the window, you see the landscape changing. The pine forests grow denser, the trees standing so close together that they create walls of dark green and white on either side of the tracks. Sometimes the train follows the edge of a cliff, and you can look down into valleys far below, where small villages rest in the snow, their windows glowing like scattered jewels in the darkness. A moon has risen now, nearly full, hanging low in the sky ahead of the train. Its light transforms the landscape, making the snow luminous and bright, turning the shadows deep and soft. The mountain peaks ahead are painted in shades of silver and blue, their grandeur made even more striking in the moonlight. You watch these peaks grow slowly larger as the train approaches, then begin to wind between them, following the ancient path that was carved through these mountains decades ago. The observation lounge is quiet. A few other passengers are scattered throughout the car, each in their own pool of lamplight, each absorbed in the peaceful journey. At the far end of the car, someone is reading a book, the pages turning slowly, unhurried. Near the center, an elderly couple sits side by side, their hands clasped together, watching the mountains in comfortable silence. A young woman sits alone, a sketchbook in her lap, her pencil moving gently across the page as she tries to capture the beauty passing by her window. There is no conversation. Everyone speaks in the quietest whispers, if they speak at all, unwilling to disturb the tranquil atmosphere.
Occasionally, you hear the soft rustle of fabric as someone adjusts a blanket or shifts in their seat. The sound blends perfectly with the other sounds of the train, the gentle creaking of the wooden panels, the distant murmur of the heating system sending warm air through hidden vents, and always, always, the steady clickety-clack of the wheels. You become aware that soft music is playing, so quietly that you cannot quite identify the source. It might be coming from hidden speakers, or perhaps from the dining car ahead, the sound drifting back through the corridors. The music is instrumental, perhaps a piano or strings, playing something slow and melodic. The notes seem to float in the air like the snowflakes outside, each one perfect and pure, creating patterns of sound that enhance the piece rather than disturbing it. Earlier, before settling into the observation lounge, you had dinner in the dining car. The memory of it drifts through your mind now, pleasant and warm. The dining car was beautiful, with white tablecloths and polished silverware, fresh flowers and small vases on each table. The meal was wonderful, perhaps roasted vegetables and tender meat, or a pasta dish with herbs, or whatever your favorite comfort food might be. Each course was served without rush, allowing you time to savor every bite, time to look out the windows at the passing landscape, time to feel grateful for this peaceful journey. The servers moved through the car with practiced grace, their footsteps soft on the carpeted floor, their voices gentle and kind. The other diners spoke in low tones, their conversations punctuated by quiet laughter and the gentle clink of glasses. The lighting was dim and warm, creating an atmosphere of intimacy and comfort. You remember feeling, even then, that time had slowed down, that the usual rush and hurry of the world had been left far behind at the station where you boarded.
After dinner, you had walked through the train, exploring the various cars. Each one was beautiful in its own way. The library car, with its shelves of leather-bound books and comfortable reading chairs. The spa car, where passengers could enjoy a massage or soak in a small hot tub while watching the mountains slide past. The bar car, with its gleaming brass fixtures and array of bottles catching the light. And the sleeping cars, where private berths awaited, each one a tiny sanctuary of comfort and rest. But you were drawn to the observation lounge, to this perfect seat by the window, to the opportunity to simply sit and watch, and breathe and be. And so here you are, feeling more relaxed with each passing mile, more content with each gentle rock of the train, more peaceful with each soft tap of snowflakes against the glass. The train has climbed higher now, and you notice the air outside must be even colder, for the snow on the ground is deeper, undisturbed by any footprints or trails. This is wilderness, pristine and untouched. Occasionally, the moonlight catches the eyes of an animal watching from the forest, perhaps a deer or an owl in a tree, and you see a brief flash of reflected light before the creature melts back into the shadows. The wildlife is not frightened by the train. They have seen it pass many times before. It is part of their landscape, as familiar and peaceful to them as it is to you. You take another sip of your cocoa. It has cooled slightly, but is still perfectly warm, still delicious. The marshmallows have melted into the chocolate, creating a richer, creamier texture. You hold the mug in both hands for a moment, feeling its warmth against your palms, and then set it down again, your movements slow and languid. Your eyelids are growing heavier now. Each time you blink, they take just a moment longer to open again. This is natural. This is good.
The train continues its journey through the night, and you are safe aboard it, warm and comfortable and cared for. There is nowhere you need to be, nothing you need to do. The train knows the way. The engineer guides it with expertise. The wheels follow the tracks with perfect precision. All you need to do is rest. The clickety-clack continues, unchanging, eternal. It is the sound of progress without effort, of movement without exertion. You are being carried forward through this beautiful landscape, and you need do nothing but allow it to happen. Breathe in, breathe out. Watch the snow fall. Feel the gentle rocking of the car. Listen to the peaceful sounds around you. Someone has dimmed the lights in the observation lounge, you notice. The lamps burn lower now, their golden glow softer, more suited to the late hour. The other passengers are settling in as well. The person with the book has closed it, marked their place, and is now simply gazing out the window with a peaceful expression. The elderly couple has pulled a shared blanket across their laps, their heads leaning together in perfect contentment. The young artist has put away her sketchbook and is curled up in her seat, her eyes closed, a small smile on her lips. You think that perhaps you will make your way to your sleeping berth soon. It is waiting for you, prepared by the porter while you were at dinner. The bed will be made with crisp, clean sheets and soft blankets. There will be a pillow. No, 2 pillows, perfectly fluffed. The berth will have its own small window with a shade you can adjust, its own reading lamp, its own temperature control. Everything will be arranged for your maximum comfort. But not quite yet. For now, you want to stay here a little longer, in this perfect moment, watching the snowy mountains drift past in the moonlight. The train is climbing toward a pass, you think. The mountains rise on both sides now, closer than before, their slopes steep and dramatic.
The trees are smaller here, twisted by wind and weather into sculptural shapes. The snow is deeper, gathering in drifts against rocky outcroppings. And then, quite suddenly, the landscape opens up. The train emerges onto a high plateau, and before you stretches a sight of breathtaking beauty. A vast alpine meadow lies blanketed in snow that sparkles like diamonds in the moonlight. The stars above seem even brighter here, even more numerous, filling the entire sky with their gentle light. In the distance, a line of peaks marks the far edge of the meadow, their summits glowing silver and blue. The train slows slightly, as if the engineer too wants to savor this moment. The clickety-clack becomes a little gentler, a little slower. Click, eddy, clack. Click, eddy, clack. You hear someone in the observation lounge sigh with wonder, a soft, contented sound. Several passengers have stood and moved closer to the windows, drawn by the spectacular view. You remain in your seat, perfectly comfortable, watching this winter wonderland unfold before you. A sense of profound peace settles over you, deeper than any you have felt in a very long time. This is what you needed, this journey through the night, this movement through beautiful places, this time outside of time, where nothing is required of you except to rest and observe and breathe. The train begins to descend now, gradually leaving the high plateau behind. The meadow gives way once more to forest, and the trees rise up on either side like guardians, sheltering the tracks. The snow here has been falling for a long time, you can tell, for it has accumulated in thick layers on every branch, bending them down toward the ground. Some branches have formed perfect arches over the tracks, creating tunnels of white through which the train passes. You decide now that it is time to seek your berth. The drowsiness has deepened, becoming a sweet, heavy feeling that makes your limbs feel relaxed and warm. You rise slowly from your seat, careful not to disturb the peaceful atmosphere. Your mug of cocoa is empty now, and you leave it on the small table for the porter to collect. You take one last look out the window at the snowy landscape, committing this view to memory, and then you turn and make your way toward the sleeping cars.
The corridor between cars is quiet and warm. Your footsteps are muffled by the carpet runner. The walls are paneled in the same beautiful wood as the observation lounge, and small sconces provide gentle lighting. You pass through the library car, empty now at this late hour, its books waiting patiently on their shelves for tomorrow's readers. You pass through the bar car, where the bartender is polishing glasses, preparing to close for the night. He looks up and gives you a friendly nod, and you return it, smiling. And then you are in your sleeping car. The corridor here is even quieter, lined with doors to private berths. Yours is halfway down, number 7. The brass number gleams softly in the lamplight. You slide open the door, step inside, and close it behind you with a gentle click. The berth is perfect, just as you imagined, more perfect even. The bed is made up beautifully, the white sheets crisp and inviting, the blankets soft and thick. There are indeed 2 pillows, each one plump and welcoming. The small window has a shade that you can lower for complete darkness, but you choose to leave it up for now, wanting to watch the landscape a little longer. A reading lamp is mounted above the bed, its light warm and adjustable. The temperature in the berth is exactly right, warm but not too warm, comfortable and cozy. You prepare for bed slowly, taking your time, each movement careful and relaxed. You change into comfortable sleeping clothes that feel soft against your skin. You place your belongings in the small storage areas provided. Everything has its place. Everything is organized and neat.
You pull back the blankets and slide into the bed, and the sheets are cool and smooth, perfectly wonderful against your skin. You settle back against the pillows, adjusting them until you are supremely comfortable. The bed is narrower than what you have at home, but somehow more cozy because of it, more nest-like. You pull the blankets up to your chin, and their weight is comforting, grounding. You can still hear the gentle sound of the train, clickety-clack, clickety-clack. And you can feel its gentle rocking motion, perhaps even more noticeable here in the berth than it was in the observation lounge. Outside your window, the snow continues to fall. The moonlight illuminates each flake, turning them into tiny stars tumbling through the darkness. The forest passes by, tree after tree, an endless procession of pines standing silent watch over the train's passage. Somewhere in the distance, you hear the train's whistle, a long, low, mournful note that somehow sounds peaceful and reassuring. It is the sound of journeys and arrivals, of safe passage through the night. Your eyes grow very heavy now. Each blink is slower than the last. Your body sinks more deeply into the mattress with each breath, relaxing completely, letting go of any last bits of tension. The pillow cradles your head perfectly. The blankets keep you warm. The train rocks you gently, steadily, like a mother rocking a cradle. Clickety-clack, clickety-clack. The sound is fading now, becoming distant, blending with the soft whisper of snow against the window and the gentle creaking of the car as it sways on the tracks. Sleep is drawing near. You can feel it approaching like a soft fog, warm and welcoming, ready to embrace you. Your breathing is slow and deep and even. Your heartbeat is calm and steady. Every muscle in your body is loose and relaxed. You are safe. You are comfortable. You are at peace. The train continues its journey through the snowy mountains, carrying you onward through the night.
But you are no longer watching the landscape. Your eyes have closed,
too heavy to remain open. The darkness behind your eyelids is soft and complete. The sounds of the train continue, clickety-clack, clickety-clack. But they are becoming part of a dream now, fading into the background as sleep moves closer, closer, wrapping around you like the softest blanket. As the gentle train rocks on, you feel yourself drifting, floating, releasing your hold on wakefulness. Sleep is here now, patient and kind, ready to take you to a place of deep rest and peaceful dreams. The snowflakes continue to drift past your window, settling softly on the ground below. The mountains stand eternal in the moonlight. The train glides on through the silent winter night, and you, warm and safe in your cozy berth, let yourself slip away into the most peaceful, restful sleep. The train moves through the darkness, steady and sure, following the silver rails that wind through the mountain valleys. Time has become fluid here, soft and dreamlike. You drift in that peaceful space between waking and sleeping, aware of the train's gentle presence, but floating free of conscious thought. The clickety-clack, clickety-clack continues its eternal rhythm, a lullaby that has no beginning and no end, only this present moment of calm. Your breathing is slow and deep, each breath a journey of its own. You breathe in, and cool, fresh air fills your lungs, carrying with it the peace of the winter night. You breathe out, and any remaining awareness of the outside world leaves you, dissolving into the darkness. In and out. In and out. Your chest rises and falls with the same gentle rhythm as the train rocks side to side. Everything is synchronized. Everything is harmony. Outside your berth window, the landscape has changed again. The train has descended from the high passes and now travels through a wide valley. On either side, the mountains rise like sleeping giants, their peaks lost in the star-filled sky.
The valley floor is blanketed in pristine snow that stretches away in all directions, unbroken except for the dark ribbon of a frozen river that winds alongside the tracks. The river's surface catches the moonlight, reflecting it in shades of silver and deep blue.
It is a sound of safety, of human presence in the vast wilderness, of journeys continuing as they should. Deep within the train, you can sense rather than hear the quiet activity of the crew, the porter making his final rounds through the sleeping cars, ensuring every passenger is comfortable and settled. The conductor in his small office, checking schedules and making notes in careful handwriting. The engineer and fireman in the locomotive, attending to their instruments, watching the tracks ahead in the powerful beam of the headlamp. All of them working in harmony to carry you safely through the night. You are grateful for their presence, though you need not think about them. They are simply there, a gentle assurance, allowing you to rest completely. Your body has reached a state of profound relaxation now. If you were to try to move, you would find your limbs heavy and languid, content to remain exactly where they are. But there is no need to move, no reason to shift or adjust. You are positioned perfectly, supported completely by the bed beneath you. The pillow embraces your head with exactly the right softness. The blankets cover you with exactly the right weight. The temperature in the berth is exactly as it should be,
Notice how your face has softened even more since you first lay down. Your forehead is smooth and untroubled. Your eyebrows rest easy, with no tension between them. Your eyelids are closed gently, not pressed shut, simply resting together. Your cheeks are soft. Your jaw hangs loose and relaxed, your lips slightly parted, allowing breath to flow easily in and out. Even your tongue rests in perfect comfort against the floor of your mouth. Your neck and shoulders, which so often carry stress and tightness, are released completely. The pillow supports your neck so that no muscles need to work, need to hold, need to do anything at all. Your shoulders have melted into the mattress, broad and flat, at peace.
Your arms lie still at your sides, or folded across your chest, however they fell naturally, and they are content to remain there through the long hours of the night. The train begins to climb again, though you can barely notice the change in angle. The engine works a little harder, but its sound remains steady and calm. The clickety-clack continues without variation. The valley is being left behind now as the train ascends once more into the mountains, following a route carved through a narrow gorge. The walls of the gorge rise high on both sides, dark stone faces that lean inward, almost meeting overhead. The tracks run along a ledge cut into the rock, and far below, the frozen river rushes over stones, its sound just barely audible through the walls of your berth. Your breathing matches the train's ascent, steady, unhurried, full of quiet confidence. Your lungs expand fully with each inhalation, drawing in life and peace. They empty completely with each exhalation, releasing anything you do not need. In and out, in and out. The rhythm never falters, never quickens. It is the rhythm of deep rest, of perfect safety, of a body that knows it can let go completely. As the train climbs, you become aware of how quiet the night is beyond the gentle sounds of the journey. There are no voices, no music now, no distant sounds of civilization. There is only the train and the wilderness through which it travels. The silence is not empty, though. It is full of presence, full of peace, full of the deep stillness that exists in places far from the concerns of the waking world. The gorge opens up, and suddenly the train is running along the edge of a mountain lake. The lake is frozen solid, its surface smooth as glass beneath the moon's silver light. The train's own lights reflect in this perfect mirror, creating a twin image, a ghost train traveling beneath the real one, keeping it company through the night.
The sight is dreamlike, surreal, beautiful in a way that seems to exist outside of normal time and space. Small wooden cabins dot the shore of the lake, summer homes closed up for the winter. Their windows are dark, their chimneys cold. They sleep as soundly as you do, waiting for spring and the return of warmth and life. For now, they are part of the winter world, part of the silence and the peace. The train passes them slowly, respectfully, a temporary visitor to their frozen domain. Your mind has become very quiet now. Thoughts that arose earlier in the evening, concerns about tomorrow, memories of today, plans and worries and wonderings, have all faded away. They have not been forced out or suppressed. They have simply dissolved. Like the snowflakes that fell earlier, melting into the warmth of the train's roof, they have met the warmth of your peace and transformed into something else, into nothing at all. What remains is a gentle awareness, an awareness of comfort, an awareness of safety, an awareness of the present moment, which asks nothing of you
except that you continue to breathe and rest. You are not asleep yet, but you are not quite awake either. You exist in that beautiful threshold space, that liminal place where the boundaries between consciousness and dreams grow thin and permeable. The train rounds a long, slow curve, and the lake disappears behind you. Ahead, the mountains open up once more, revealing another valley, this one even more remote than the last. There are no cabins here, no roads, no signs of human presence, except for the tracks themselves. This is true wilderness, unchanged for centuries, home to creatures who have never seen a human face. The snow lies deep and trackless, sculpted by wind into smooth, organic shapes that look like frozen waves. In the far distance, you might catch a glimpse of lights, very faint, very far away, perhaps another train on another set of tracks, making its own journey through the mountains.
Or perhaps the lights of a remote station where the train will stop briefly in the hours before dawn. Or perhaps they are stars that have fallen to earth and become trapped in the valleys, waiting patiently to return to the sky. It is impossible to say. It does not matter. They are beautiful, and they are there, and that is enough.
Every vertebra is aligned, every disc cushioned, everything exactly as it should be. The train has reached a plateau, and the land levels out. Here, the forest grows thick and close to the tracks. The trees are ancient, old-growth pines that have stood for hundreds of years, weathering countless storms, seeing countless seasons change. In the moonlight, their bark looks silver, and the shadows between them are deep and mysterious. This is the kind of forest where fairy tales are born, where magic seems possible, where the ordinary world falls away. But there is nothing to fear here, only beauty, only peace. The train is a protected space, a sanctuary of warmth and safety moving through the wilderness. Nothing can harm you here. Nothing can disturb you. You are watched over by the crew, carried by the engine, sheltered by the walls of your berth. You are free to sink deeper into relaxation, deeper into the gentle darkness that waits to become true sleep. Occasionally, the train passes a signal light, red or green or yellow, glowing softly in the darkness. These lights speak a language the engineer understands, giving permission to proceed, indicating which tracks to follow, ensuring safe passage through the night. They flash past your window like colored stars, brief decorations in the endless flow of dark trees and white snow. The frost patterns on your window have grown more elaborate now. They cover nearly the entire pane, leaving only small clear spaces through which you can glimpse the passing landscape. But even these glimpses are becoming less frequent as your eyelids grow heavier still, as the pull of sleep becomes stronger, more insistent. It is a gentle insistence though, not demanding, simply inviting. Sleep invites you to let go, to stop watching, to surrender to the darkness and the peace. Your breathing has slowed even more.
Each breath
takes longer now. A long, slow inhalation that fills you with calm, followed by a pause, and then a long, slow exhalation that empties you of everything else. The pause between breaths lengthens. In these pauses, there is nothing, no thought, no sensation, only existence, only being. And then the next breath comes, gentle and natural, and the cycle continues. The train begins to descend once more. You can feel it in the subtle change of the rocking motion, in the way that clickety-clack seems to quicken ever so slightly. Down the train goes, following the mountain's natural contours, spiraling gradually toward the lower valleys, where the air is warmer, where dawn will come first when morning finally arrives. But dawn is still hours away. The night is still deep and dark and peaceful. As the train descends, you descend with it, down into deeper relaxation, down into profounder peace, down toward the threshold of true sleep, where consciousness finally releases its gentle hold and dreams begin. You are almost there now, so close. The boundary is thin as mist, and you are drifting through it, moving from one state to another, without effort, without resistance. The last thing you are aware of is the train, still moving, still carrying you forward through the mountains. The fateful clickety-clack, the gentle rocking, the warmth of the blankets, the softness of the pillow, and then even these fade, becoming part of the dream that is beginning to form, becoming woven into the fabric of sleep. The train continues through the night, but you are no longer quite present to witness it. You have let go. You have allowed sleep to take you at last. And as you slip away into complete rest, the world continues around you, peaceful and safe. The mountains stand eternal. The stars shine overhead. The snow lies soft and white across the sleeping earth.
The train glides on through the darkness, carrying you safely toward morning, toward a new day, toward whatever comes next. But that is all far away now. All that matters is this moment, this deep rest, this perfect peace. Sleep has claimed you gently, completely. And in this sleep, you are safe, you are warm, you are at peace. The journey continues, the night goes on, but you, at last, are dreaming. In sleep, the boundaries between the train and the landscape dissolve. You are on the train, and you are also drifting through the mountains themselves, weightless and free. The distinction no longer matters. Everything is peaceful. Everything is one continuous flow of rest and calm. The train moves through a forest of silver trees, each branch heavy with snow that glows softly in the starlight. Or perhaps you are dreaming of this forest. Or perhaps there is no difference between the real forest outside the window and the forest of your dreams. They are the same forest, existing in the same quiet space where the night train travels. Your breathing continues, slow and even, requiring no thought. Your body rests completely, every muscle released, every joint loose and comfortable. The bed holds you like a cloud holds mist, gently, completely, without effort. The blankets rise and fall with each breath, a slow tide of warmth and softness. Time has lost all meaning here. Minutes might be hours. Hours might be moments. The train might have been traveling for days, or mere seconds. It does not matter.
All that exists is this eternal present, this deep now, where nothing changes and everything is at peace. The clickety-clack continues, but it is distant now, like a sound heard through water, muffled and soft. It has become the rhythm of your heartbeat, or perhaps your heartbeat has become the rhythm of the train. The two are inseparable, merged into one steady pulse that flows through everything. The mountains outside have transformed in your dreams.
They are taller now, reaching up impossibly high, their peaks touching the stars themselves. Or perhaps they have always been this tall, and you are only now able to see their true height. The snow on their slopes glows with an inner light, soft and blue, like moonlight frozen and made solid. A great horned owl glides silently along the train for a moment, its wings spread wide, its eyes golden and wise. It looks in through your window, meeting your gaze in the dream, and you understand without words that it is a guardian of this night, a keeper of the peace. Then it banks away, disappearing into the forest, and you are grateful for its brief presence. The train crosses a bridge now, high above a gorge where water once flowed, but now lies frozen and still. The bridge is made of stone, built 100 years ago by hands that are long gone, yet it remains strong and true. The train's wheels find purchase on the rails, and the clickety-clack echoes off the bridge's arch, creating a brief moment of fuller sound before fading back to its quiet rhythm. Your mind wanders through memories and dreams, mixing them together into new patterns. You remember summer days from childhood, but they are covered in snow now, made peaceful and quiet by the winter of sleep. You remember faces of people you love, and they smile at you with warmth and kindness, wishing you well, hoping you rest deeply. You remember songs, but they play slowly now, stretched out and soft, becoming lullabies. Nothing disturbs you. No worry can reach you here. No concern can penetrate the walls of this peaceful birth, this protective dream, this deep rest. You are far from the world of tasks and obligations, of schedules and demands. You are in the place where only peace exists, where only rest is possible. The train descends through a series of switchbacks, winding back and forth down the mountainside in long, lazy curves.
Each turn is gentle and gradual, the kind of turn that rocks you like a hammock swaying in a summer breeze. Back and forth, side to side, the motion so soothing that it seems to pull you down deeper into sleep, deeper into rest, deeper into the soft darkness where nothing exists but peace. Somewhere in the train, a clock chimes softly, 3 bells, clear and pure. 3 in the morning, perhaps, the deepest part of the night, the time when the world is most quiet, most still, most at peace, the time when sleep is deepest and most restoring. You hear the chimes in your dream, or perhaps you hear them in reality, but they do not wake you. They simply mark the passage of time, acknowledging that the night continues, that the journey goes on, that you are safe and protected through all of it. The stars above have wheeled slowly across the sky, following their ancient paths. Constellations have risen and set. The moon has climbed to its apex and begun its slow descent toward the western horizon. But these changes are so gradual, so gentle, that they might as well be stillness. The night feels eternal, as though morning will never come, as though this peaceful darkness will continue forever. And that is perfectly fine. There is no hurry, no need to reach dawn, no need to arrive at any destination. The journey itself is the destination. This moment of rest is all that matters. This breath, this heartbeat, this perfect, absolute peace. Your dreams shift and flow like water, formless and fluid. Images appear and dissolve. A cardinal perched on a snow-covered branch, its red feathers bright against the white.
a cabin with smoke curling from its chimney, golden light in its windows. A frozen waterfall, its cascade stopped mid-fall, transformed into a sculpture of ice. A village square where snow falls gently on empty benches. None of these images carry weight or meaning.
They are simply there, beautiful and peaceful, parts of the landscape through which your sleeping mind travels. The train emerges from the mountains at last, entering a broad plain where the land stretches away flat and white in all directions. The stars seem even closer here, without the mountains to frame them. They fill the entire dome of the sky, infinite and eternal. The train's small lights are reflected back by the snow, creating a soft glow that surrounds the cars like a gentle aura. In your sleep, you are aware of being warm and safe, of being cared for and protected. The train crew continues their quiet work, ensuring your comfort, watching over your rest. The engineer guides the train with practiced hands. The fireman tends the boiler. The porter walks the corridors one last time, checking that all is well. They are guardians of your peace, servants of your rest, and they take their duty seriously. Continues its journey across the plain, the clickety-clack a distant whisper, the stars wheeling slowly overhead. Inside your berth, the frost on the window has grown thick and complete, blocking out the view entirely, creating a cocoon of privacy and warmth. The temperature is perfect. The darkness is complete.
The silence is profound. This is the deepest part of the night, the deepest part of sleep, the place where the body does its most important work of healing and restoration, where the mind processes and sorts and stores away the experiences of the day, where the spirit rests and renews itself. You are completely unaware of these processes. They happen automatically, perfectly, requiring nothing from you but your absence, your surrender, your deep and dreamless sleep. Hours pass. The train continues. The stars move across the sky. The night remains dark and peaceful and still. And through it all, you sleep on, safe and warm, at peace in your berth, carried forward through the darkness, toward the light that will come eventually, but is still far away. For now, there is only this, only sleep, only peace, only the gentle, faithful train, carrying you through the night, through the darkness, through the deep and dreamless rest that heals and restores and makes all things new. The journey continues, the night remains, and you, wrapped in warmth and peace, sleep on in perfect comfort, in perfect safety, in perfect rest. Sleep on, sleep deeply. The night watches over you. The train carries you. The mountains stand eternal around you. And in the morning, when light returns, you will wake refreshed and renewed. But that is tomorrow's gift. Tonight, there is only sleep, only peace, only rest, and that is more than enough.
The night train glides on through the pre-dawn darkness, moving with the same steady grace it has maintained for hours. The plain has given way once more to gentle hills, rolling swells of snow-covered land that rise and fall like frozen waves. The train follows these contours, climbing gradually, descending smoothly, always moving forward, always carrying you deeper into rest. You are so far into sleep now that there is almost no awareness at all.
Just the faintest whisper of existence, the barest thread of consciousness that knows, somehow, that you are safe, that you are warm, that all is well. Even this thin thread is barely there, gossamer fine, ready to dissolve completely into pure, dreamless void. Your breathing has become so slow, so shallow, that the blankets barely move. In, a whisper of air. Out, a gentle release. The pause between breaths lengthens even more. 5 seconds. 10. 15. And then another breath comes, soft as silk, quiet as snow falling on snow. Your heart beats slowly, steadily. 40 beats per minute, perhaps fewer. The rhythm of deep rest, of profound restoration. The train passes through a sleeping town, the first sign of human habitation in hours. The buildings are dark, their inhabitants lost in their own dreams. A church steeple rises against the stars, its cross catching the faint light. A main street lies empty and peaceful, street lamps glowing softly, casting pools of amber light onto the snow. The train does not stop here. This is not a station, just a place the rails happen to pass through. In moments, the town is behind you, swallowed again by the darkness in the hills. Sleep, if you dream at all. The dreams are formless now. Not images or stories, but impressions, sensations, things without emotion, comfort, safety, peace, clouds across a summer sky, ephemeral and weightless. The train begins to climb again, ascending into foothills that will lead, eventually, back into the mountains. But these are different mountains than before, older, more weathered, their slopes more gentle. The forests here are mixed, pine and aspen together, the white bark of the aspen trees glowing like ghosts in the starlight.
Some of the aspens still cling to a few golden leaves, remnants of autumn that somehow survived into winter, and they flutter very slightly in the train's passage, tiny flags of gold against the white. 4 o'clock arrives, though you do not know it, the darkest hour, the hour before even the first hint of dawn begins to think about touching the eastern sky, the hour when the veil between worlds is thinnest, when sleep is deepest, when the night holds its breath before beginning its slow surrender to morning. You are held in this hour as if in a gentle hand, cradled by the darkness, protected by the silence. Your body continues its invisible work. Cells repair themselves, muscles rebuild, the immune system patrols and protects. Memories are sorted and stored, integrated into the vast library of your experience. Toxins are processed and removed. Energy is restored, reserves replenished. All of this happens without your knowledge, without your participation. Your body knows what to do. It has always known.
You need only sleep, and it does the rest. The train crosses another bridge, this one spanning a narrow canyon where pines grow thick on both sides. The walls of the canyon are close enough that branches brush against the sides of the train cars, a whisper of contact, a gentle greeting between nature and machine. Snow falls from these branches as the train passes, drifting down into the canyon below, adding to the deep drifts already accumulated there. A deer stands at the edge of the forest, watching the train pass. Its eyes reflect the train's lights, 2 points of green fire in the darkness. It does not startle or run. It simply watches, patient and calm, until the train has passed and the night reclaims its territory. The deer returns to browsing on what it can find beneath the snow, undisturbed, at peace in its winter world. Inside your berth, nothing has changed. The darkness remains complete. The warmth remains constant. The comfort remains absolute.
You lie exactly as you have for hours now, unmoving, deeply asleep, your face peaceful and relaxed. If someone were to look at you, they would see only serenity, no tension in your features, no worry in your brow, only the deep peace of someone who is exactly where they need to be, doing exactly what they need to do. The rhythm of the train continues, eternal and unchanging. Clickety-clack, clickety-clack. The sound has become so much a part of the environment that it is less heard than felt, a vibration more than a noise, a presence more than a sensation. It is the heartbeat of the night, the pulse of the journey, the breath of the machine that carries you so faithfully through the darkness. The hills grow steeper now, becoming true mountains once again. The train slows slightly to manage the grade, its engine working harder, but still quietly, still efficiently. The snow is deeper here, piled high on both sides of the tracks, creating walls that sometimes rise above the windows. The train becomes a tunnel boring through winter itself, carving a path through the accumulated snows of months. In the sky above, the stars begin, very subtly, almost imperceptibly, to fade. Not disappear, not yet, just fade, their light diminishing by the tiniest degree. The first hint that night will not last forever, that change is coming, though it remains hours away. The sky itself remains black, but it is perhaps a slightly softer black now, a darkness that has begun to consider the possibility of becoming something else. You sleep on, unaware. The approaching dawn means nothing to your sleeping mind. Time has no meaning in the place where you rest. There is only the eternal now, the continuous present of deep sleep, where nothing changes and everything is still. A single snowflake falls, then another, then more. Snow is beginning again, gentle and light, dusting the landscape with fresh white.
The flakes drift down slowly, in no hurry to reach the ground, content to spiral and dance in the air. They touch the windows of the train and melt immediately on contact with the warm glass, leaving tiny trails of water that freeze almost as quickly into new frost patterns. The train rounds a long curve, following the mountainside, and suddenly a vista opens up to the left. A vast valley lies below, still deep in shadow, but the far mountains beyond it are beginning to catch the very first, faintest hint of light on their highest peaks. Not daylight, not yet, just the suggestion that somewhere, far beyond the horizon, the sun is beginning its own journey toward the sky. But you do not see this. You are deep in sleep, deeper than you have been all night, in that profound rest that comes in the hour before dawn. Your consciousness is gone, dissolved completely into the darkness. There is no you anymore, in any meaningful sense. there is only sleep, only peace, only the deep, dark, warm void where nothing exists but rest. Your breathing continues, automatic and perfect. Your heart beats on, faithful and strong. Your body rests, completely relaxed, every muscle soft, every joint loose. The bed holds you, the blankets warm you, the pillow cradles your head, and the train, the wonderful train, carries you onward through the night, through the mountains, through this last hour of darkness before the world begins to wake. The snow falls more steadily now, covering the tracks behind the train almost as quickly as they are made. In an hour, there will be no sign that the train passed this way. The wilderness will reclaim itself, as it always does, hiding all traces of human passage beneath fresh layers of white. But the train moves forward, not back, and what lies behind does not matter. Only the path ahead exists, only the continuing journey, only the present moment of wheels on rails and snow falling soft in the darkness. 5 o'clock arrives silently.
The night begins its slow retreat, though darkness still reigns supreme. The stars, those faithful companions of the long night, continue to shine, though their light is imperceptibly less bright than it was. The moon has set now, disappeared below the western horizon, its work for this night complete. The world rests in the deep darkness that comes between moonset and sunrise, the darkest dark, the most profound night. And in this darkness, you rest most profoundly. This is the sleep that heals. This is the rest that restores. This is the peace that makes all things bearable, all challenges manageable, all sorrows less heavy. You are being renewed, rebuilt, made fresh and new by the simple act of sleeping deeply and well. The train climbs higher still, approaching a summit that marks the divide between one range and another. The air outside is thinner here, colder, but inside your berth, the warmth remains perfect. The heating system, like everything else about this train, works flawlessly, maintaining exactly the right temperature without fluctuation, without noise, without any need for attention. At the summit, the train pauses for just a moment, not a full stop, but a slowing almost to stillness, as though the engine itself wants to acknowledge this high place, this turning point in the journey. And then it begins to descend, gravity now assisting rather than resisting, and the clickety-clack quickens slightly, though still remaining steady, still remaining calm. The descent takes the train through a series of snow sheds, wooden structures built over the tracks to protect them from avalanches. Inside these sheds, the sound changes, becoming more enclosed, more resonant. The clickety-clack echoes off the wooden walls, creating a rhythmic chamber music that lasts for several minutes before the train emerges once more into open air. You sleep through all of this, unaware of summits and descents, of snow sheds and echoes, of the changing landscape and the approaching dawn. You are beyond awareness now, in the deepest place where even dreams do not go. You are in the void, the darkness, the silence. You are in the place where sleep does its most important work.
This is the deepest rest. This is the most profound peace. This is sleep at its purest and most restorative, and you are held in it, cradled by it, renewed by it. The train carries you. The night protects you. The darkness embraces you. And in this embrace, you are completely, absolutely, perfectly at peace. The journey continues. The night remains, though dawn approaches slowly, inevitably. But for now, There is only darkness, only sleep, only the deep, perfect rest that heals all things and makes all things new. Sleep on, rest deeply. The train knows the way, the night watches over you, and all is well, all is peace, all is rest. The train follows the river through a narrow gap between two hills, and suddenly the landscape opens up again. Before you, though you cannot see it, lies the beginning of a new valley, wider and more gentle than those that came before. This is farm country, or it would be in warmer seasons. Now it sleeps beneath snow, the fields empty and white, the barns and farmhouses dark and quiet. A rooster crows somewhere in the distance, the first herald of the coming day. The sound is faint, muffled by distance and snow, but it marks the turning of the night. Other roosters answer from other farms, their calls overlapping, creating a rural symphony that has announced the morning for thousands of years. But these sounds do not reach into your birth, into your deep sleep. You remain undisturbed, at peace, resting completely. The train passes a small country station, a simple platform with a wooden shelter and a single lamp burning. The station is unattended at this hour, waiting patiently for the local trains that will come later in the morning. Your train does not stop. It continues onward, its journey not yet complete, though the end draws gradually nearer. Inside your berth, the frost on the window has begun to melt slightly at the bottom, where the heating system keeps the glass just a degree or two warmer. Small rivulets of water trace paths through the crystalline patterns, creating clear windows through which the pre-dawn landscape could be seen, if your eyes were open. But they are not. They remain closed, peaceful, your eyelids smooth and relaxed, your face serene. The first bird begins to sing, a winter wren perhaps, or a chickadee, calling from the depths of a pine forest the train is passing through. Its song is clear and bright in the cold air, a declaration that life continues even in the depth of winter, even in the darkness before dawn. More birds join in, creating a chorus that grows slowly, gradually, naturally, the way dawn itself will come.
The sky continues its transformation. The charcoal darkness is giving way to the deepest blue, a color so dark it is almost black, yet unmistakably blue. In the east, though the train is not traveling east at this moment, a faint line of lighter blue has appeared at the horizon, so subtle that you might miss it if you blinked. This is the first true sign of dawn, the first concrete evidence that night will not last forever. But you sleep on. This approaching dawn means nothing to your sleeping mind. You are in a place beyond time, beyond change, beyond the cycle of day and night. You are in the eternal present of deep rest, where nothing disturbs and nothing intrudes. You are safe. You are warm. You are at peace. Your heartbeat continues its slow, steady rhythm, 40 beats per minute, or perhaps even fewer now, the deep rest allowing your heart to work at its most efficient pace. Your blood circulates smoothly, carrying oxygen and nutrients to every cell, removing waste products, maintaining the intricate balance that is life. Your organs function perfectly, each one performing its role without fanfare, without recognition, simply doing what it was designed to do. The train begins to climb once more, ascending toward a final pass that will lead down to the valley where its journey will end. But that destination is still some distance away, still part of the future that has not yet arrived. For now, there is only this moment, this section of track, this steady climb through the darkness that is slowly, slowly becoming light. Pine forests flank the tracks on both sides, so dense and dark that they seem to absorb what little light exists. The trees are ancient here, old-growth forest that has never been cut, standing as it has for centuries. Their branches are weighted with snow, bending down in graceful arcs.
Sometimes the weight becomes too much, and snow slides off in a soft rush, falling to the ground with a whisper of sound, leaving the branch to spring back upward, relieved of its burden. A rabbit sits motionless beside the tracks, its brown winter coat blending with the exposed bark of a fallen log. Its nose twitches as the train passes, but otherwise it remains still, trusting in its camouflage to keep it safe. When the train has passed, it will resume its search for food, nibbling on bark and dried grasses, surviving the winter one day at a time. The train's headlamp cuts through the darkness ahead, illuminating the tracks and the snow walls on either side. In this cone of light, snowflakes can be seen drifting down again, just a few, scattered and sparse, but falling nonetheless. They appear suddenly in the light and disappear just as quickly into the darkness beyond, tiny visitors from the invisible sky above. 7 o'clock arrives. The sky in the east is now unmistakably lighter, a band of pale blue-gray that stretches along the horizon. Above it, the deeper blue of the pre-dawn sky, and above that, the last of the night's darkness, with a few stubborn stars still visible, though their light is weak and fading. The transformation is underway, inevitable and beautiful, the daily miracle of sunrise beginning its slow unfold. Yet inside your berth, darkness remains complete. The frost and condensation on the window block out what little light exists outside. The berth itself is a cocoon, a sanctuary, a place removed from the changes happening in the world beyond. And you rest within this cocoon, still sleeping deeply, still far from waking, still held in the embrace of profound rest. Your dreams, if they come at all now, are gentle and formless. Perhaps you dream of floating on calm water under a summer sky. Perhaps you dream of lying in soft grass, feeling warm sunshine on your face. Perhaps you dream of being held and comforted, safe and protected.
Or perhaps you don't dream at all, but simply rest in the void, in the darkness, in the peace that requires no images or stories. The train reaches the summit of the pass and begins its final descent. The grade is gentle, the curves wide and sweeping, and the train moves with confidence down the mountainside. The forest begins to thin, the trees becoming smaller and more scattered. Patches of meadow appear between the groves, open spaces where snow lies smooth and unbroken. In these meadows, the first hints of the coming dawn are more visible. The snow itself seems to glow slightly, reflecting back the growing light from the eastern sky. Shadows that were black begin to show hints of blue. The world is emerging from darkness, slowly revealing itself, preparing to be seen and known once more. A farmhouse appears beside the tracks, lights now glowing in its windows. Smoke rises from its chimney, gray against the lightening sky. Inside, a family is waking, starting the day, preparing breakfast, beginning the rituals of morning. The train passes by, and perhaps someone inside looks out and sees it, watches it slide past in the pre-dawn dimness, wonders about the passengers aboard,
and where they are traveling to. But you are unaware of being watched, unaware of the farmhouse and the family, unaware of everything except the deep rest in which you are immersed. Your consciousness remains far away, dissolved into sleep, showing no signs yet of returning to the waking world. The body knows how much rest it needs, and it takes what it requires, regardless of the time shown on clocks or the light gathering in the eastern sky. The train passes through a small forest of birch trees, their white trunks glowing like pillars in the dim light. The branches are bare of leaves, but intricate and beautiful, reaching upward in complex patterns against the sky.
A flock of small birds erupts from one of the trees as the train passes, swirling into the air in a coordinated cloud before settling back down again, their morning interrupted but not ruined by the train's passage. The river the train has been following grows wider now, joined by tributary streams flowing down from the mountains. In places where the current is swift, the water remains unfrozen, dark and quick, rushing over stones with a sound that would be loud if you could hear it. In other places, ice has formed in fantastic shapes, shelves and bridges and sculptures created by freezing spray. 8 o'clock draws near. The eastern sky is now distinctly light, a gradient of colors ranging from pale yellow at the horizon, through orange and pink, and finally to the deep blue overhead. The sun itself has not yet appeared, but its presence is felt, its light already transforming the world. The stars are gone now, all of them, surrendered to the coming day. The darkness has retreated to the western sky, where it lingers for a few more precious moments. Your breathing begins to change, very slightly, still slow, still deep, but perhaps fractionally less slow than it was. Your heart rate increases by a few beats per minute. Your body is beginning the long, gradual process of preparing to wake, though true waking is still some time away. These changes are unconscious, automatic, driven by internal rhythms that know dawn has come, even if you do not. The train descends into a wide valley, the landscape opening up dramatically. Fields stretch away on both sides, fence lines marked by posts that rise from the snow like dark stitches. Barns and silos stand at intervals, farmsteads scattered across the land. A paved road parallels the tracks for a while, empty of traffic at this early hour, its surface dark against the white fields. In the distance, lights can be seen, the glow of a town perhaps, or a small city.
This is the train's destination, the end of the night journey, the place where passengers will disembark and continue on to whatever awaits them. But the train is not there yet. Several miles remain, several more minutes of travel, several more moments of peace. The sky continues to brighten, colors become more vivid. The pink and orange intensify, becoming brilliant, almost garish against the softer blue above. The clouds, there are a few now, scattered across the eastern sky, catch the light and glow as if lit from within. Each cloud is edged in gold, in copper, in fire. And then, just as the train rounds a gentle curve, the sun appears, a bright point of light first, then a sliver, then a half circle rising above the distant hills. The light is fierce and clean, banishing the last shadows, transforming the landscape from a place of mystery into a place of clarity. The snow sparkles in this new light, each crystal reflecting and refracting the rays, creating a billion tiny prisms that fill the air with subtle rainbows. But inside your berth, you do not see the sunrise. Your eyes remain closed. Your face remains peaceful. You are still sleeping, still resting, though less deeply now. You are rising slowly toward consciousness, like a diver ascending from the ocean depths, taking your time, allowing your body to adjust, in no hurry to break the surface. The train whistle sounds, a long, clear note,
that announces the approaching end of the journey. It echoes across the valley, bouncing off barn walls and hillsides, a sound both mournful and triumphant. The whistle blows again, 2 short blasts this time, a greeting to the waking world. And in your berth, deep in your warm cocoon of blankets and peace, you stir slightly. Not waking, not yet, but stirring. Your breathing quickens just a bit more. Your eyelids flutter but do not open. Your fingers curl and uncurl. The journey toward waking has begun, though the destination is still some distance away.
The train passes the outskirts of the town, warehouses and industrial buildings, rail yards with other trains resting on sidings, streets beginning to show signs of morning traffic. The density of human presence increases, the wilderness left behind, civilization reasserting itself. But you remain in that peaceful place between sleep and waking, that threshold space where dreams and reality mix together, where the night's rest is complete, but the day has not yet begun. You are safe, you are warm, you are at peace. And when you wake, soon now, but not quite yet, you will be rested and renewed, ready for whatever the new day brings. The train slows, approaching the station. The clickety-clack becomes less frequent, the rhythm changing as the speed decreases. The gentle rocking motion lessens. The journey is drawing to its close. But for now, for these last few moments, you sleep on. The night train has carried you safely through the darkness, through the mountains, through the wilderness, and delivered you to this new day. Your rest has been deep and complete. Your peace has been profound. Sleep a little longer. Rest a moment more. The day can wait. The world can wait. For now there is only this, the last few moments of perfect rest, the final gift of the night train, the gentle end to a peaceful journey through snowy mountains and winter darkness. All is well. All is peace. All is rest.